senses, which are your mind. And obviously, yoga and yoga therapy controls your mind. Today, we'll be doing a practice. We'll start around 9:30. Practice will be Ayurvedic yoga therapy. And what does Ayurvedic yoga therapy means? Ayurveda, as I told you yesterday, Ayu is your longevity, Veda is your knowledge. And remember, I gave you all the slides and everything for you to save. And we are not going to discuss all the slides. We'll pick and choose, and we'll talk the pertinent part of daily routine, your body type, doshas, Ayurvedic yoga therapy. The philosophy of Ayurveda is a balance between macrocosm and the microcosm. Microcosm is my body, macrocosm is the universe. And living in harmony with nature is the Ayurveda. And the macrocosm is being formed not by a Big Bang theory, it is formed in sequence. Ayurveda says that first there was a space. And the space had an air. Air had a friction to create a fire. Fire melted the cloud, formed water. Water froze into ground material, what we call earth. Our body is also made of space, air, fire, water, earth. Remember, it's a philosophy, it's attributes. It is not your, what do you say, a physical form. Space, I have a space inside my lungs, space inside my stomach, space inside my colon. Air is a movement of my heart, movement of my intestine, all the movements. Fire is my digestive fire. It helps in digest. Fire is my vision. Due to fire is called tejas, I see well. Water is the main contents of our body. Water also holds together. Like if you form a dough, if you take a flour, put a water, it holds together. It's a dough. Earth is a grounding material, like bones, joints, your teeth. But the 5 elements are not equal in every person. The person who has little bit more of space and air, they're called Vata. Vata people are very mobile because the air, a quality of air is mobility. Vata people quality, they're dry because air is dry. They're very rough. Skin is rough. If you put a little oil in the Vata people, it'll gone right away. They always stay dry. They're very cool. Air is cool, cooling. People have a more fire and water, they call it Pitta. And these are no corresponding English words. So Vata, most important is your mobile in the body, mobile in your thought process. You'll see a person always talking, always moving. They cannot sit down in one place. So Ayurveda says you have to practice the law of opposite. That means a Vata person will always standing up, doing your tree pose, doing your all the standing up poses. They need to learn how to be grounded. Vata stays inside your colon. All the grounding poses below the belly button are going to balance your Vata energy. These are called psychophysical energy. The mentally, they're always doing multiple things. They're doing 10 things at the same time. If you send them an email, you'll get an email right away. This is Vata, typical Vata people. And we see it all the time. Pitta, on the other hand, is a quality, is a fire. So they're hot. Mentally, they're very angry, very controlling. But you have to have a pitta. And everybody has all the three components, vata, pitta, and kapha. But like you have to be a, say, a managing director of a company, or you're a surgeon, or something have to be a decision, you have to have a pitta energy within you. So the pitta is hot, they need a cooling. You'll need a cooling practices, cooling asanas. Sun salutation, pitta will do a moon salutation and will practice. Vata, sun salutation, they'll be doing very slow, very rhythmic sun salutation. Kapha, the component is your water and earth, they're grounding. The grounding in the body and mind. These people, they don't move, they don't turn around. If you tell them to do a Savasana, corpse pose, oh, I love Savasana, they will go, they need to do uplifting asanas. If you do them grounding asanas, they will love it. But that is not the balance. Balance is called law of opposite. So when you look at the Vata, they'll be doing your coming, consistency, slow, steady, strengthening. And you will see all these are in the asanas and pranayamas. And these qualities, more and more you get into a yoga teacher's training, you will feel. You will feel this is a strengthening asana. You'll feel this is the coming asana. Pitta, on the other hand, they will be doing a cooling. Sitali pranayam, sitkari pranayam, moon salutation. Their main place is they reside in the small intestine. So all the asanas related to your belly button are related to your pitta. And these are all in your slides. You know, the one I gave you the slides, are all the information are there. And we'll go over with it again today and tomorrow. So you will see the asanas related to belly button, like say a camel pose, or maybe a boat pose, or your bridge pose. And which will do it? We'll do it to all these practices in our Facebook Live in a short time. They're breathing like they have a very short exhalation. Pitta will be, they have to learn how to do a longer exhalation. And we'll teach you, when you do the practices. So they will need a cooling, something diffusive, dry. They'll be doing your forgiving, gentle, relaxing, surrendering. If you send an email to a Pitta person, they will look at the email, they analyze everything, every word, every line, they will send a nasty email back. When they send a nasty email back, they're Pitta, they're the king. Who are you to talking to them? Very, very important concept. Kapha, on the other hand, they're very, slow. They're very soft. They're very, static, sticky, slimy. When you all the heavy, hard, dense, gross. So they will need your, say, challenging. They have to do some challenging asanas. They will need some drying. They'll need some lightening because they're heavy. They need some moving asanas because they're all grounded. You'll be needing stimulating, strengthening, warming, weight reducing. So any asana, the kaphas are all up, in your stomach and up. Any asanas, uplifting asanas. Say mountain pose, or you call it Tadasana, or a tree pose, Vrikasana. Also, like say a little bit of we call it what is more energizing, say your cow face, Gomukhasana, or your spinal twist, or maybe your peacock pose called Mayurasana. The headstand actually Sirsasana, Headstand, I will show it to you and teach it to you, see how easy the headstand it is. People will say, don't do a headstand if you have a high blood pressure, don't do a headstand if you have a, don't do anything. Go home, take some pill and start digging your grave. But if you listen to your body and you go in stages, I have a world famous yoga teacher. She told me, she confessed to me, it took me 5 to 10 years before I could learn a headstand. I'm a world famous yoga teacher that comes and says, oh, I did a headstand in 2 days. I can do a headstand in hours and hours and hours. It is so relaxing. It varies to person, but it's extremely relaxing. So the balancing pranayamas, say for the Vata is very mobile, very dry. They will do alternate nostril breathing. Right nostril breathing is heating, called sympathetic. Left nostril breathing is cooling. Right nostril is called a sun energy, left called a moon energy. So Vata will do a right nostril breathing. They will do bumblebee breathing to quiet down their mind. So Pitta, on the other hand, they will do a left nostril breathing. The left nostril is cooling. And we'll do it all this during our practices today. They will do called a Sitali, cooling, Sitkari. Kapha, on the other hand, is energizing. Kapha will do called a bellows, Bastrika pranayam, very active inhalation and exhalation. They will do a breath of fire called Kapalbhati pranayam. They will do your abdominal lock, chin lock. During meditation, you'll see, we'll do all the practicing, asana, pranayama, meditation. Vata will do a focus meditation. They'll close their eyes, they'll focus their mind, focus on maybe a chanting, or focus on a visual imagery. Pitta, on the other hand, doesn't listen to anybody. Pitta knows everything. So Pitta listens to only one person, that is themselves, self and soul. So when you do a Pitta, you do all the practice looking inside yourself. Pitta are very perfectionist. So if you let them do say a tree pose, they will do better than you. So tell them, do it slowly. Look inside yourself. Kapha, if you tell them to close their eyes and slow down, they will get into sleep. Kapha will need a moving meditation. They may walking, when they're walking, that's a meditative practice. Or when they do, we call a west rotation. We'll do all this stuff, west rotation. Or they will look at the flame, the one we did yesterday, that will wake up Kapha. So body type, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, you understand their attributes called gunas. And then you have to do a practice, both asana, pranayama, meditation, based on correcting or balancing those practices. So simplest to remember, any grounding pose below belly button. Cross-legged pose, thunderbolt pose. I'll do all these poses. And they're very mobile. They're always looking around doing all this stuff. Their gaze has to be down. Pitta, their gaze has to be towards their heart. And Kapha, always head is down. So Kapha, gaze needs to be high up. Vata is very relaxed. So they will jump into asana, touching your hand, touching your feet, they'll touch the feet right away. Ask them to do it slowly, gradually, taking time. Follow your breath. So you will understand this once you understand the quality of a person. And now I'm telling you quality, you will look at a person. I know by looking all of you, even in this Zoom, I can tell you what is your body type. We'll do it by pulse. Pulse when you diagnose, pulse called a Vata, Pitta, and Kapha pulse. We look at your body, how your body looks like. Vata looks like ectomorphic. Pitta looks like mesomorphic, kapha looks like endomorphic. Kapha looks big, bulky, but kapha is very lubricant, very mobile. Not a mobile, very, we call it a lubricating, grounding. So they can do almost all the asanas. I've gone to one teacher yoga class, a long time back. Every person there is a kapha person, but they were doing every asana perfect. So let's go ahead and get ready. We're getting into the time. Let me set it up. Do you guys have any questions, comments? You can unmute yourself and you can ask a question.
Dr. Sarkar, when you're doing the eye exercises, do you recommend them twice a day?
Actually, every practice you do first thing in the morning, we'll talk about it today, daily routine. And then I tell you to do, if you're doing it, in front of your computer, it's a 20-20-20 rule. Have you heard 20-20-20 rule? It's a 20 minutes.
Every 20 minutes to turn your eyes away.
Yeah, 20. So I tell you, this eye movement up, down, do it twice a day, perfect. But the people who are using their eyes all the time, like the present day, the computer, I tell them, take a break. In fact, actually the way I tell them, do a prayer pose to the back. And then with the prayer pose to the back, do the eye movements, So it is a wonderful practice when they do it.
Okay. Thank you.
Whole yoga, for me, it's my lifestyle. So I sit down in a squatting pose, I get up from, without any support. It becomes a part of my life. And that is going to be yoga, actually, a daily routine and a lifestyle. Beautiful. Thank you for asking. Any comments? Any other questions? Before we get to the torture chamber, we'll take you to the torture chamber now. But you guys did good yesterday, and you will see today, when you prepare your body and mind, you don't try any asanas. You know what you try? Asanas will come to you. You'll be able to do everything. Whatever you think, oh, it is so difficult, oh, he can do it, she can do it. All of you will be able to do it. Because that's the thing I'm going to teach it to you. Okay, if no further for the time now, almost 9:20. Any other comments? Any questions? Any nothing? All right, go ahead.
It's also about the eye exercises. I was wondering, I've been having an eye twitch on and off for like 6 months. So I'm wondering if practicing that would help even the skin around, or is it affect, I'm assuming, the muscles?
No question about it. See, all the muscles in the face is attached to skin. So you see all the wrinkling, all the twitching, everything is there. It's called a fasciculation. Muscle is really getting tired, and before relaxing, they do this. So you'll see, around your eyes doing that. More and more muscle is relaxed, like we say 11 sitting here, all the frowning, all the big lines, everything in your face, slowly and slowly will go away. Because these are all a relaxation response, relaxation technique. Keep doing it and let me know the outcome, huh?
Yeah.
That'll be great. Melinda, you have question?
Yes, I'm not clear about, okay, so now we're gonna meet in Facebook, and after the Facebook section, we're gonna re-meet here by Zoom.
Very good question. I didn't mention that, sorry, I missed it. Facebook will last between 9:30 to 11 or 11:30. Then what we do generally on a daily practice is take a little break, stretch break, bio break. So we'll come back around 12. We'll join 12. I'll shoot some slides and I'll show you the practices, what a daily routine means. Break at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, you will be eating a lunch of your choice, and will give you some time for the food to digest. Remember, you all like to do the practice in empty stomach first thing in the morning. So if you take it actually a full meal, we like to wait about 2, 3, 4 hours. But say hour and a half, one will come back around 2:30. We'll discuss more and more about what you ate, and we'll talk about Ayurvedic digestion. Did you eat with your 5 senses? Have you eaten any 5? All the coloring fruits and vegetables. So we'll come back around 2:30, and from 2:30 we'll go with some, presentation practices. And you will do a practicing, because of Ayurvedic yoga therapy, a sequence of vata balancing poses, pitta balancing poses, kapha balancing poses. And I like you to be in charge of it. So tomorrow morning, after about half an hour, 45 minutes, I will put the ball in your hand, because it's hard for me to see the sequence and do it. So what we'll do, I send you one presentation, which is called your practice sequences. There is no writing, nothing, only the pictures. Get that one out. One of you will start leading one practice. You will either dictate or you'll tell them what comes, vata balancing poses. Then another person will take care, will do the pitta balancing poses, then rest of you will do. We have done this through virtually, and it works great, because it's the moment you share something, say whole screen becomes a share. You don't see much. So we'll do it tomorrow. Maybe you guys will do almost an hour, go for all the sequences. Try to find the pictures, because you got too many your handouts. The handouts, poses and sequences. Okay, so let's depart from here now, and